Ever notice there seems to be the same script in everyone's head about college? Everyone sees college as the place you go to find yourself. You move out, go to parties, make new friends, and maybe even find love. But for the first 3 years of my college career, I had none of that. In the spring of my senior year of high school, I got my acceptance letter to the University of Massachusetts, Boston. I moved closer to school to gain a little more freedom and to start the next chapter of my life. I was so excited, but when I got there, it was not everything I was expecting. Unlike many colleges, UMass Boston was a commuter college, which means no dorms. Students usually go home after classes are done. I was not really adjusting well to college life. In high school, I saw my friends every day. At UMass, I knew no one. I have never felt so alone. It was kind of hard to make friends when I only saw them during class. Eventually, I became one of those students that would come on campus for class and go straight home right after. Every day was exactly like the other. In the morning, I would wake up, get ready for school, walk down the street to catch the train, and then I would take the shuttle that would finally take me to campus. Once there, I went to class. During breaks, I would either do homework or find a quiet place to sleep. And as soon as classes were over, I went home. This went on for 2 straight years. I started to give up on the idea of having that college life I once dreamed of having. I eventually asked my dad if I could move back home. I know what you're thinking, and no, I did not drop out. It would just mean my commute would be a little longer. I would continue the same routine for another semester, but then I decided to take my first Asian American Studies class. A class that would change the entire course of my college experience. Spring semester of 2013 had just started and it felt like any other day. I got up from bed and got ready for another semester at school where I had no friends. I walked into class that day and saw that many of the students were already friends. And I thought to myself, great, another place I don't fit in. I walked towards a seat in the corner away from everyone else. I had no intention of making friends as I have already given up on that idea. I just wanted to go to class and go home right after, but this class was not like any other class I have taken at UMass. The class was Asian American Media Literacy, and in it, not only was I able to share my story about my dad's involvement in the Chinatown community and his hearing loss, but I got to hear the stories of the other students in the class. I found myself bonding with them, and one day a classmate asked if I wanted to check out the Asian Student Center. At first I was reluctant to go, but for my own curiosity, I decided to see what it was all about. Little did I know, this would be the place where I would spend the rest of my college career. Another classmate of mine went on to ask me to be a part of the Khmer New Year celebration, so I got stuck practicing for a club I was barely a part of, but it was actually fun. I would eventually become friends with a bunch of people, and I started showing up to the Asian Student Center more. Because of them, I ended up being more involved in the Asian American community on campus, while also becoming a member of the Asian Student Center, Vietnamese Student Association, and the Khmer Culture Association. I also took more Asian American Studies classes for the remaining 2 semesters that I had left of college, allowing me to graduate with a program of study in Asian American Studies. With my growing involvement in the Asian American community on campus, I've met so many great people who I thought would only be acquaintances to now being my best friends. I've had unimaginable support from my friends as well as my Asian American Studies professors who pushed me past my limits and showed me that I could accomplish what I thought was unimaginable. I cannot imagine where I would be today if I had not signed up for that Asian American Studies class. Students aren't taught about how Asian American Studies made many contributions to making U.S. history. I would not have personally known about the issues that many Asian Americans face today. Through these classes, I learned about my own family's background and how it fit in as a piece of Asian America. Who would have guessed that by signing up for Asian American Media Literacy, that I would have gotten so involved with such a big community on and off campus? Before taking these classes, I would have never seen myself within the Asian community. They gave me the opportunity to bond more with my father as I learned more about our family's journey from China to the United States, as well as his involvement with the Boston Chinatown community. Even though I have long since graduated and many of my friends and I have taken different paths, I know that Asian American Studies made a huge impact in our lives. I hope in the future that many other Asian American students continue to sign up for these courses and learn about how they fit into a country that erases our contributions. The future right now might not be clear for all of us, but as we continue to grow and learn, we find ourselves within the journey. As a reminder from a former college loner, you don't have to go through it alone.